About how you handle all of this in the context of cybersecurity.
So we're going through a SOC audit right now on a lot of our stuff. We work with a lot of partners and they hold the data. We have to work with very highly regulated counterparties to make sure that we're mitigating the risk of loss for data for our clients. When it comes to the cybersecurity around the crypto, Anchorage is our custodian, like I mentioned before. So BlackRock holds their assets with Anchorage for their ETFs. There's a reason for that. I could get into the technical nuance of how the backend systems work, and they shard the keys after they've been encrypted and how they hold them across HSMs globally before they're reconstituted to be able to pull assets out. And that's also why they're able to get insurance from Lloyds of London up to $100 million on each one of the accounts. You know, there's just a lot of things when it comes to how you manage your digital assets and the keys. We do have other clients that still want to keep a portion of their crypto out of our management for their sovereignty reasons. Completely understand that. We help them, walk through best practices there. So, you probably want multiple of the keys. You probably want those on metal plates and not paper. You probably want them in multiple locations, and you probably need certain people in your will to have access to those at certain times. Multi-sig is also a big thing. So we have to have 3 to 5 signatures for assets to leave the account at Anchorage, and we can set up governance around how much you can move and who all has to sign, for different thresholds. There's just a lot more nuance in the way that we've structured things versus really everybody else in the market. There's a family office that I talked to at SALT this year, or I guess it was last year in Wyoming, and they've had a large allocation to Bitcoin and ETH for the last 3 years. Done really well with that, which was great. But his financial committee has 4 people on it, and they cut the keys. So for those that don't know what a cold wallet is, like, again, you're taking that stock certificate or that crypto off of the exchange and electronically transferring it to a thumb drive. When you create this account on the thumb drive, it'll give you 24 words that you write down, and you can't lose those words, because if you do, you can't regenerate that account.
Called a seed phrase.
Seed phrase, correct. And so if you can remember those in your head, awesome. Most people can't. They have to write them down somewhere to be able to redo it if they need to. He tore that into, 4 pieces, and each person has 6 of the words. And when they come back together quarterly, they will reconstitute the wallet and then rebalance things if they want to. But that's the only time it gets touched. And they delete the wallet after every interaction, which, if any one of those, and those people are on different continents, just seemed really risky to me.
Yeah, I would agree. That's not that strikes me as excessively cumbersome and not necessarily foolproof.
Right. So you want both, right? And that's kind of what we're trying to marry here, is all the benefits that you would get from TradFi with the access to these digital assets, but done in a way that's institutional versus, how everybody else